I'd like to start off by saying I'll giving all glory and honor and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawahshi, Ba'ashem Makahakadash. Double honor to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teaching us 100% truth. Shalom up to the hopeful elect, beginning with the 144,000 and the rest of the men, women, and children of the hopeful elect. I'm your brother Magun Shalamar. The title of this video is Yahawahshi is coming to send fire on the earth. We're going to right into it. Different topics that this video is going into. This is fair use, not for monetary gain, but for educational purpose only. Fair use.
Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. In Iran, over 500 protesters and 48 security officials have died in demonstrations that have roiled Iran for 2 weeks. That's according to the U.S.-based human rights activist news agency. Iranian authorities have also arrested over 10,000 people. Videos circulating online show the graphic deaths of protesters and corpses lined up in body bags outside hospitals. Iranian officials have shut off the internet and limited phone calls inside the country. Over the weekend, President Trump repeatedly threatened to attack Iran. U.S. security officials are reportedly weighing cyber attacks and direct strikes. This is President Trump speaking to reporters Friday.
I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts. And that doesn't mean boots on the ground, but it means hitting them very, very hard where it hurts.
In response, Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, blamed the U.S. and Israel for the protests, insisted the situation inside Iran is under control.
Both the United States and Israel have officially stated that they have interference and a role in these riots. And they are trying to turn these demonstrations and protests, which are peaceful, into violence and riots.
Speaking to reporters Sunday, President Trump claimed Iranian leaders called him to negotiate, but the U.S. may take action before a meeting. We'll have more on this story after.
Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 5. It says, "Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man." And his wine is talking about Esau, Edom. You know, Esau, because he had transgressed by wine through his philosophies, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And this is the spirit of the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. They could never have enough. They could never be satisfied with just getting or having what they already have, which is the entire power on this earth, because Yahweh blessed them, you know, on the left-hand side with the sword. And so with that sword, he has rulership on this earth, but he's still not satisfied. He can never be satisfied. You know, it said, who enlarges his desire as hell, and that hell is talking about the grave. And as his death can never be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So that's why you see him always, you see Donald Trump always trying to take over Venezuela. Now he's going to try to take over Iranian oil, Venezuelan oil, gold, and all their resources, because America is circling the drain. America is falling. And so he's trying to do whatever he can, you know, these last gasps of air to try to maintain his power on this earth. But, you know, Yahweh is bringing them down, man. This place is crumbling. It's crumbling every second. And we pray that this year, 2026, is the hopeful year of the Lord, Yahawahshi, when he returns with his angel and all of his and all them chariots, and destroy this place called America, and destroy Israel. But Israel is going to be built up. But we know that the MOTB, which is the micro C-HIP, has to come first before the World War III actually kicks off. But in the midst of that war, Yahawahshi is returning, and he's gonna destroy this place. This is Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes, and he has had purpose against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawahshi is this is a future prophecy to the so-called white man, his rulership, and Teman is modern day America. That his purpose is against Esau. This is against America. And who was that least of the flock? It's the small hats. Amalek is going to draw them into the war. And it says that he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So he's going to bring America into this World War III. As you can see now, he's drawing them in with Iran. Everything behind America's doing with all these other countries going into war is the small hats. The small hats, the top banker families, beginning with the Rothschilds on down, are behind that, orchestrating America into going into these wars and invading these countries. And he's doing it to America for their own destruction, along with them. This is Job 5 verse 12. It says, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. As soon as they think they're going to eat, once they set up their new world order, so to speak, have that micro C hip placed out in this whole world for all the people to take. As soon as he think he's going to enjoy it, then the Lord is going to return and destroy him. You know, that's why he said he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. In their mind, they see themselves as being back in power and gaining all this oil and all of these resources. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen that way. It says he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. So yeah, it's going to be this time for America. This time for Esau's kingdom is coming to an end. We're at the end of this thing. You know, we're at the end where, you know, brothers going to get superpowers and things of that nature. And this, you know, we're going to need that for this devil, man. It's a lot of things are going to start happening on this earth. A lot of great things are going to start happening on this earth. So, you know, we can't wait till, you know, the downfall of America. We can't wait till, you know, Trump just go ahead and do his business, what he's doing, continue doing what he's doing, because we know this is the Lord will. In order for Yahawahshi to set up his kingdom, this kingdom must fall.
Of Renee Good, a 37-year-old mother of three, killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis last week. Thousands of protests led by the ICE Out for Good campaign took place in towns and major U.S. cities, including New York, Portland, and the Los Angeles area, where activists also held a vigil for Keith Porter Jr., an African-American 43-year-old father of two who was fatally shot by an off-duty ICE agent on New Year's Eve. His family's demanding transparency in the investigation into his killing. Here are voices from the anti-ICE protests this weekend in Boston.
It infuriates me. It breaks my heart to see another woman, you know, killed, and to see so many families torn apart. And I can't be quiet about that. So
neither can I.
yeah, of course.
The line was George Floyd, and Renee Good's murder is just showing how far we have crossed that line, and I think that these men need to be held accountable.
This comes as Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem has vowed to deploy hundreds more federal agents in Minneapolis in response to the protests. Meanwhile,
so she said the line was drawn when George Floyd, you know, emphasized him, because, you know, they always use Jake to land back off what their agenda is. They always use Jake, you know. Oh, let's use Jake to get the momentum started. Then they put their agenda on top of Jake's, and then they get the benefit, just like during the '60s and during the voting of where they had the rights, civil rights. How they I keep wanting to say piggyback Salaki. They land backed off of Jake struggle here in America in order to gain theirs, equal opportunity for the so-called minorities. And guess who got the businesses? Guess who got the money? Jake didn't get shit. We still on the bottom. They used us. You got Moab came over here, got all the businesses, the small hats. They attached themselves to Jake. Now they got laws passed where you can't even say nothing about these small hats. You can't call, you can't protest against them. And guess what? They're gonna bring out laws. They got these laws saying that you're anti-Semitic when it's really Shemitic, and we're Shem, But yeah, that's what they always gonna throw us in there, to basically get the party started.
More video footage has emerged depicting the minutes before Renee Good was fatally shot. In what appears to be cell phone footage recorded by an ICE agent, Good is seen sitting in her car as the agent circles around her vehicle in the middle of the road. Good tells the agent, quote, "That's fine, I'm not mad at you," right before she was shot dead. Good's wife is also seen recording the encounter on her cell phone. One agent is heard saying, quote, "effing bitch." Renee Good's wife, Becca Good, released her first statement following the fatal shooting. She described her partner as kind, saying, quote, "Renee was a Christian who knew that all religions teach the same essential truth. We're here to love each other, care for each other, and keep each other safe and whole," unquote.
That's not what Yahawahshi said, but she's correct. That's what the Christianity here on earth in America being pushed across the entire world is that, that God is white, his only begotten son is white, that he love everybody, holding hands, and take you as you are. You're going to be the same kind of a woman and woman, man on man. We all, love, join hand in hand and love everybody, and everything is peaceful. But that's not what Yahawahshi said. This is Luke chapter 12 and verse 49. It says, this is Yahawahshi speaking. It says, matter of fact, let me get I want to get Job, and I'm gonna come back to I'm gonna finish it with Luke. Let me get Job. Job 14:5. It says, "Seeing his days are determined, the numbers of the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass." And that's talking about the Lord has already, Yahweh B'Shem Yahawahshi has already appointed a time frame of which Esau, Edom, so-called white man, is to rule, and he's not going to rule a second later than what he's already set up to. He got a point that of no return, and a point that he cannot pass, where his rulership has an end, and we are at that end. He can't go one step further before his downfall. It says, "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass." His time is up. You see that? This time of this devil, man, Esau, Edom, so-called white man, his rulership on this earth is coming to an end. And we at that time frame now. We at the end of time. We at that time where the mark of the beast is on the horizon, and that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the micro sea hip, and you can see how America is trying to gather riches because she's losing the daily the dollar is falling. You know, every day the dollar power of the dollar is dropping, and so he's trying to get still everybody else's gold, everybody else's resources, in order to keep America afloat. But she said that you know everybody should love each other, and that's what Christianity is all about. This is not what Yahawahshi said. Luke chapter 12 verse 49. He said, "I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled?" It's going to be already burning when he returns. You know, from World War III, and he's already mad. You know, he wanted to do it right then. Yahawahshi he ain't come for no peace. He came to destroy. He knew what he wanted to do was destroy this motherfucker, man, with fire. He's like, but I have a baptism to be baptized with. He knew he had to be baptized with the baptism of death, being put on that cross, man, nailed on that cross and died for our sins, for the Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians. He knew he had the baptism. He had to do that first. He said, but I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straightened till it be accomplished? How can he be straight? How can he be cool with it until he accomplished it? So he wasn't straight. He wasn't cool. He wasn't coming in peace and all happiness. He knew what he really wanted to do was to destroy this motherfucker with fire. And he's saying, like in slang, if somebody say, "Yo, you straight, dog?" Nah, I ain't straight. You know, I got something to do first. And he said he ain't straight till all be accomplished. Till all of it be accomplished. Then he'll be good. So with that, I hope you was edified. Call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh, Shabbat, Shem, Kral, Dash. Double honor to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well. Shalom.